But speaking of shitty NFL franchises, there has been an actual number of firings throughout the NFL over this last week or two. First off, the Texans fired Bill O'Brien last week after they started 0-4, and then this week following the Falcons' loss, Dan Quinn, Thomas Dimitrioff have been fired from the Falcons. I hope I didn't butcher your last name, Thomas Dimitrioff. They still don't have a win, the Falcons, and this kind of puts into question what's going to happen with Matt Ryan going forward. He's owed a lot of money. I believe his dead cap. Matt Ryan is owed a lot of money. If they were to cut him this season, they would have a $75 million dead cap. If they were to cut him this offseason, they would still have a $49 million cap hit in dead money if they were to cut him or release him. And let me just say, I don't think anybody is going to be taking on that contract when there is Trevor Lawrence, Trey Lance, and tons of other great quarterbacks coming out of college this offseason. And I'm pretty sure there's quite a few quarterbacks that are going to be free agents this offseason as well. So Matt Ryan's going to be with the new head coach and general manager for at least 2 years, it looks like. Because like I said, I mean, still, after 2021, if they were to cut him, it's still a $26 million cap hit. So we could be looking at Matt Ryan for possibly the next 2.5 years, maybe, depending. Again, if they can off him on that contract, I don't know. But
so, speaking on that, say there's head coaching jobs that you're getting offered by the Falcons. Just say another team, you could bring in your franchise quarterback in right away, but they're not as good as the Falcons. Are you going to take the Falcons job because the Falcons are good and just deal with having Matt Ryan on that huge contract? Or are you going to say, I want to bring my own guy in and work with my own guy, so I'm going to go take that job, and then the Falcons get the worst candidate that they can? Like,
honestly, yeah, the Falcons are in a really bad spot here. Like, I don't really see, because like, yeah, they've got Matt Ryan, Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley, Todd Gurley. Like, they have a good offense, but that's a lot of money tied up in those. Like, in 3 of those 4 players right there, that's a lot of money tied up right there. So I'm not sure on the entire Falcons cap situation. I haven't looked into it too much, but just from what it seems on the surface, does not seem like a good situation. Does not seem like any head coach or GM would really want to go there, which again, that's the whole problem. Like, they have good talent and they've been in the playoffs recently. Matt Ryan was just an MVP, like 3 years ago, I think 2 to 3 years ago, something like that. He was an MVP. So it's like
the Falcons, they had a lead going into halftime of a Super Bowl, 28-3. But yes, they had a lead and they were 1 quarter away from winning a Super Bowl. And now they just went and fired the GM and the head coach. Atlanta, if I'm an Atlanta fan, I'm not feeling too good right now. Like, at least us Detroit fans, like, if we fire Patricia and get rid of Bob Quinn, like, we kind of have some, like, opportunity because we could get rid of Stafford.
Same thing with the the Texans are honestly in just as bad of a situation. They are spending $255 million in cash on their roster for this season, and they owe their first and second round picks in 2021 to the Dolphins. So both the Texans and the Falcons, which are the first 2 head coach GM opening positions, do not look very appeasing.
So, Detroit fans, this might be a good thing. That might mean if we fire Patricia and Bob Quinn, we might be the best thing for GMs and coaches to come. So
let's talk about that real quick. So let's move in. Yeah, we got Bill O'Brien, Dan Quinn both being fired, and Matt Patricia is still a head coach. The only reason I'm assuming he's still a head coach is because we have a 1 win, which was barely a scrape win, thanks to Matt Patricia down in the desert in Arizona. So still, again, that brings up the question, if Matt Patricia was fired, obviously Detroit would probably be the most appealing option because more like you just said, more.
You can move on from Stafford.
Yeah, you can. He
I
has a
wouldn't
tradable
want that.
contract.
That's what I was gonna say. It would hurt to be a Detroit fan to see that happen, but if Patricia and Bob Quinn is fired, I do see that happening. So you can move on from the quarterback that is there.
Yeah, more than likely Stafford's going to be gone if we get a new head coach and GM.
And if we suck, you're going to have a top pick, so you can possibly trade up and get a Trevor Lawrence or like get your guy, or as we talked about, or kind of you brought up, maybe trade for like a Sam Darnold, something, just kind of hypotheticals, like a what if.